Hello, dear students. In the previous session, we have started discussion on dividend models. And in the previous class, I have explained Walter's relevance model. As you know, now Walter has classified firms into three types, that is, a growth firm, declining firm, and the firm which is charging dividend at a relevant rate. So, in the case of growth firm, usually the return on investment must be usually, so it will be higher in that situation. He advocates that the firm should retain its dividend or retain its profit with itself, and here dividend payout ratio would be zero. But in the case of a declining firm, the firm's return on investment would be less than, uh, the return on investment would be very low. In that situation, firm should follow 100% of its profits as a dividend. In the sense, it should give its 100% of earnings as dividend, and here the dividend payout ratio would be 100%. But on the other hand, in the case of third category of firm, here uh, the return on investment is equivalent to the cost of capital. So here in this case, there is a firm can charge at any rate of or firm can give at dividend at any rate, and here usually here in this case, the cost of or the market value of companies shares would remain same irrespective of the percentage of dividend payout ratio. So this is about the three classifications what we discussed in the previous class. Today let us go further on discussion on the problems. Now on your screen, so there is one formula, so that is given by the Walter. P is equal to D plus R into E minus D divided by K whole divided by K. Now where P is equal to market price of equity, R is equal to rate of return, K is equal to cost of capital, E is equal to earning per share, and D is equal to dividend per share. If we know all this information, we can easily calculate the market value of shares. Now remember, so this is the formula for the market value of shares. Once again, I repeat, Walter has made classification for this under his dividend models firms into three types. One is growth firm, second one is declining firm, and third one is normal firm. In the case of growth firm, the company's return on investment would be more than its cost of capital. In that situation, firm must retain its profit, and it is not supposed to give any dividend to its shareholders. Whereas in the case of declining firm, the cost of capital is more than its return on investment. So it is quite reversal of the growth firm. In the case of growth firm, the return on investment is more than the cost of capital. In the case of a declining firm, the cost of capital is more than the return on investment. In this situation, he advocates that the firm must give away all the 100% of its earnings as a dividend. So here the dividend payout ratio would be 100%. But in the case of normal firm, the cost of capital would be equivalent to the return on investment. So that means there is equilibrium in the case of cost of capital and the return on investment. Here he suggests that any rate of dividend firm can give, okay, to its shareholders, and in that situation there would be no impact over the market price of its shares. That means at any rate of dividend payout ratio, the market value of shares remains same. So this is specially for the normal companies. Now here on your screen, so there is a formula. So it is used for computation of market value of shares. The formula is P is equal to, P stands for market value or market price of equity, D plus R. D stands for dividend per share, R stands for rate of return, and E stands for earning per share. Again minus D, D stands for dividend per share divided by K. K stands for cost of capital. And again, whole the numerator divided by the denominator K. K stands for cost of capital. Okay, so this is about the formula and the explanation on formula. Now let us take up one problem. The problem is like this: the national sports company, which earnings with the earnings per share of rupees 7.50 is capitalized at 12%. Now here capitalized at 12% means that is nothing but the cost of capital, and earnings per share 7 rupees 50 paisa is given. So here it is 7.50. It is nothing but it's a E, earning per share. So you just observe formula. Okay, has a return on investment of 15%, ROI, return on investment. So that is given 15%. That is nothing but R. What would be the optimum payout and the price of the share at this payout according to Walters model? Okay, so this is the formula. If every information now we have, okay, let us solve this problem. Required information we have. Now here what we don't have is D. So dividend per share is not given. You just observe the national sports company with the earnings per share 7 rupees 50 paisa is E. Okay, earning per share capitalized at 12% means it is cost of capital. Then return on investment means R. Now what is not given? K is known, R is known, E is known. What is not known is D is not known. Okay. Anyhow, with this information, we can solve this problem. See here, they have not given D. That means they may be following zero dividend payout. Okay. They may be following zero dividend payout. Now we'll see the explanation. So explanation is given already. As the company has a return on investment at 15%, which is higher than the cost of capital 12%. Okay, as I have said earlier, he has made three classifications. Okay, growth firm, uh, declining firm, and the normal firm. Whenever the return on investment is greater than the cost of capital, so we have to make a conclusion that it's a growth firm. So whenever there is a growth firm, the dividend payout ratio would be 0%. So that means 100% retention rate will be there. So for the growth firm, the dividend payout ratio would be 0%. So because of that reason, they have not given D here. Okay, you have to compare. So that is with the investment, the return on investment. See here, they have given 15%. Okay, 15% is the return on investment. Now the cost of capital is 12%. So the return on investment is greater than the cost of capital. So it's a growth firm, and for a growth firm, there is no dividend payout ratio. Dividend payout ratio would be 0. Okay. Now what we have to do is we have to calculate the market price at 0 dividend payout. That means when there is 0 dividend, so what would be the market price that we have to calculate? So formula is there, and every essential aspect we know now. So simply put all these things into the formula. Here P that we have to calculate market price, D is equal to 0 only, plus R is given cost of capital, so 0.15. Okay, E is known 7.50. Again, dividend is 0 divided by 0.12. 0.12 here cost of capital. Now, if we do all the calculations, whole divided by 0.12, again cost of capital. If we do all the calculations, we will be getting 78.13. So this must be the market value of share. So market alle share ಒಂದು ಶೇರಿಗೆ 78 rupees 13 paise rate irtade. So this is according to the Walters model and on the dividend growth. I meant to say on growth firm, Okay. Now let us consider another problem, 4.2. Okay. The problem is like this. As the company has a return on, okay, the earnings per share of a company are rupees 10. So earning per share means E is given. It has an internal rate of return of 15%. Internal rate of return 15% in the sense it is nothing but R, return on investment. And the capitalization rate, its risk class is 12.5%. That means it is a cost of capital K. Okay. If Walters model is used, what should be the optimum payout ratio of the firm? What should be the price of the share of this payout? How shall the price of the share be affected if 20% payout ratio was employed? Okay. Now first we have to decide whether this is the normal firm or whether it is a declining firm or whether it is a um, growth firm. So how we are going to decide that? See, we are going to decide on the basis of return on investment and cost of capital. See here, they have given the capitalization rate of its risk class is 12.5%. That means the similar firm would fetch 12.5% as cost of capital. Fine. And EPS is nothing but earning per share rupees 10. So one share get 10 rupees, earn ಆಗ್ತದೆ. It has an internal rate of return. So they have not given specifically the return on rate of return, but internal rate of return they have given. So we can consider it as the return on investment. Okay. Now when we compare 15% with the 12.5%, the return on investment is greater than the cost of capital. So we can consider it as a growth firm. And for a growth firm, according to Walter, the dividend retention ratio is 100%. That means the dividend payout ratio is 0%. Fine. Now, okay. So one thing is clear now. And for this, what should be the optimum payout ratio of the firm? For that explanation, you can observe here. Okay. So here itself, they have given explanation as the company has a return on investment at 15%, which is higher than the cost of capital 12.5%. It is a growth company. According to Walters model, the dividend payout should be 0. Okay. So for the first question, you got the answer. Now let us proceed to the second one. So what would be the price of the share of this payout? Okay. So that means, so whatever information they have given here, according to this, if we follow this information and if we follow Walters model, what would be the market price? That means at 0 payout, what would be the market price that we have to calculate. So again, for this calculation, we have to apply the formula only. Always D 0 here because they are following 0 dividend payout ratio. R is given, so that is return on investment. So 15% means 0.15. Earning per share is given 10. D is not given. Okay. K is 12.5%, 0.125. Okay. Cost of capital. If you do all the calculations, we'll be getting rupees 96 as the market price of the share. Now, the third point they have given, how shall the price of the share be affected if 20% payout ratio was employed? Okay, fine. Now here, what if? The question is, what if they follow 20% as a rate of dividend? So 20% payout ratio is nothing but it's the rate of dividend. Earlier in first and second case, we observed that there is 0 dividend payout. Here D means we have considered 0. That means they are not paying dividend at all because it's a growth firm. Now, in the third question, they are asking us that to calculate the market price of the share if there is a 20% D. D is nothing but the dividend payout ratio. Suppose if D is equivalent to 20%, what would be the market price, or what effect that 20% dividend payout would give in the market price, that we have to calculate here. Okay. Now for this, again we have to follow the same formula only, no changes at all, same formula. If 20% payout was employed on the share of rupees 10, assume the dividend per share is rupees 2, that is 10 into 20%. Yes, right. So usually dividend will be paid on the face value of the share. Suppose if a face value of share is rupees 10, so 10 into 20% means 2 rupees would be the dividend. In this problem, they have not given the face value of the share. So anywhere they have not given the face value of the shares. Of course, they have given rupees 10. So this is the earning per share, not the face value of the share. But usually what happens, companies, they issue shares having a face value of rupees 10 or in multiples of 10. So in the absence of any specific information, it is better to take rupees 10 as a face value. So by considering rupees 10 as a face value, if 20% is the rate of dividend, 10 into 20% means we will be getting rupees 2 as a dividend per share. And with that rate, we can easily calculate the market value of share. See here, P is equal to D plus R, E minus D divided by K divided by K. Okay. Now here D stands for rupees 2. So that is dividend per share. 2 plus 0.15 into 10 minus 2 divided by 0.125. Okay, so again 10 is the earning per share, minus 2 is nothing but we are supposed to deduct the dividend from the earning per share. So here dividend we are deducting because the net gain, the what net earning per share, what shareholders are getting, that we are calculating here. So divided by 0.125 means we'll be getting rupees 92.80. So conclusion is, when the market price has come down, when the highest when there is highest percentage of payout, you just you compare. Okay, see rupees 96 when there is no dividend payout, when D is 0. Okay, now here they are paying dividend at the rate of 20%, but it will be having effect over the market price. Market price automatically has come down. So market price has come down when they are paying at the highest percentage of payout ratio. Whenever the whenever there is no dividend, so market price would be very high. So this is the conclusion for this problem. Now let us proceed further for the another problem. Now the problem is like this: company A has achieved an EPS, earning per share, of rupees 30 for the year 2007-8. What is the dividend per share if a 20% dividend is declared on the share of rupees 10 face value, and B, dividend payout ratio is 20%. Now, so this is the problem. So easily we can calculate dividend per share. So first they have asked a dividend 20% is declared. What is the dividend per share if a 20% dividend is declared on the face value of rupees 10 face value? Okay, so face value into percentage of dividend. Usually dividend will be given on the face value of a share, okay, at a certain percentage. So face value into 20%, we'll be getting rupees 2. So that is the dividend per share. Now they have also asked us to calculate the dividend per share if dividend payout ratio is 20%. Again, what we have to do is EPS, earning per share, into percentage of payout. So that we have to multiply, and whatever will be getting, so that would be the dividend per share. See, EPS is 30 here. You can observe earning per share is 30 and the dividend payout is 20%, means the total amount of dividend per share would be rupees 6. So at the rate of 20% payout. So this is about the solution of the problem. Now let us consider another problem, 4.4. The problem is like this: Forever Cosmetics Limited achieved an EPS of rupees 5 per share on its equity shares with a face value of rupees 10 for the year 2005-6. It achieved a return on investment at 15% with the cost of capital at 10%. The board of directors recommended a dividend of rupees 3 per share. Calculate the market value of share of the firm. Now here, EPS is given rupees 5 per share and face value of share is given. Return on investment is 15%. The cost of capital is 10%. That means this is the growth firm and the dividend payout ratio would be 0. The board of directors recommended a dividend of rupees 3 per share. Calculate the market value of share of the firm. Okay. Now, normally the dividend, since this is the growth firm, normally the dividend payout ratio must be 0. But anyhow, the board of directors have recommended a dividend of rupees 3 per share. In that situation, we are supposed to calculate market value of share of the firm. So this is about the problem. Each and every information we know now. D is equal to 3, so that is dividend per share. R is nothing but return on investment, that is 15% given in the problem. Okay. E is nothing but earning per share, 5 rupees given in the problem. D again given in the problem, rupees 3, and the cost of capital is also given in the problem, 10%. So just simply we have to put all the information into the formula. We have to fit this information to the formula, and when we do calculation, we'll be getting rupees 60. So that is the market value of share. Okay. Now let us proceed further towards another problem where they have given 4 situations. Okay, for the year 2005-6, Swell Limited achieved an EPS at rupees 8. So EPS is given. Its cost of capital is 15% and rate of return is 20%. Determine its market price when the dividend payout ratio is 0%, 25%, 50%, and 100%. Now here, first we have to compare return on investment and cost of capital. Since the return on investment is 20% and cost of capital is 15%, of course it's a growth firm where, according to Walter, the company must follow 0 dividend payout ratio. Okay. Anyhow, they have given 4 situations, and under all the 4 situations, we are supposed to solve the problem. First one is dividend payout ratio is when 0%. So D is known, that is 0%. R is nothing but return on investment or rate of return, that is 20%. So here, for our calculation purpose, we are considering it as 0.2. Then E is nothing but earning per share, that is 8 rupees. Again, D is 0. Cost of capital is 0.15. And if we do all the calculation, we'll be getting rupees 71.11. Now next, when the dividend payout is 25%, D stands for, okay, now here we have to assume that here we have to assume that, see here, the face value of the shares they have not given. Okay, but EPS is given. EPS is rupees 8 and 25% of payout ratio means on EPS at the rate of a given rate. We can multiply, and after multiplying whatever amount we will get, that would be the dividend per share. Now here D is equal to rupees 2. So that we got by multiplying EPS with the 25%, that is dividend payout ratio. Okay. Now we have D, 2 rupees plus rate of return. R is nothing but rate of return, that is 20%. Okay. Again, E is earning per share, 8 rupees. Okay. If we do all the calculations, cost of capital remains same. If we do all the calculation, the market price would be rupees 66.67. So here you can observe, according to Walters model, whenever there is a dividend payout for a growth firm, the market value decreases. You can observe here. Okay. In the case of zero dividend, the market price stood at rupees 71.11, and in the case of 25%, the market price stood at 66.67. And I believe and I hope for all the given percentages, so later we have to discuss at 50% and 100% payout ratio, and for these two also the rate of market price of shares will decrease, will go on decrease. You just observe here, when the dividend payout ratio is 50%, so dividend will become 4 rupees. That is EPS into 50% means 4 rupees would be the dividend. And if we put all the information into the formula and do calculation, we'll be getting rupees 62.22. Just you can observe here. Okay. Again, when there is 100% dividend payout ratio, so dividend will become 100% of EPS, that is 8 rupees, and we do all the calculations. The EPS will become rupees 53.33%. See, by the observation, we can conclude that whenever there is a highest under Walters model of for the growth firm, whenever there is a highest dividend payout, the market price would be lower, and whenever there is a zero dividend payout, the market price would be highest. So this is about the conclusion of this problem. We'll see some of the problems in the next session. Thank you.